Line of sight is something that makes perfect sense to those of us that can see. The idea that in order for our two devices to be able to communicate with each other, they must see each other. But I throw the "see" in air quotes because the truth is we're not seeing anything. These are radio frequencies. And in fact, visual obstacles are not necessarily going to be a hindrance to signal throughput, at least to the point of absorbing all the signal and preventing anything from getting through. We know that certain materials have a certain decibel that's going to absorb a certain amount of content, but still, we can punch through as long as we have line of sight. So then what really does break line of sight? What would really break line of sight would be something like the Earth itself, all right? That's going to absorb all your signal really fast. So when we are, again, dealing with an outdoor situation, it may be that positioning our antennas at the surface level of the Earth and then trying to reach another access point that may be a certain distance away, the curvature of the Earth actually prevents line of sight between those two. And that is why, instead of positioning those two at ground level, we'll actually raise them up higher on top of antennas so the curvature of the Earth does not cause a problem. Now, again, in this diagram, we're illustrating this with something in the United States or Canada connecting to something over here in Africa. We're not talking about nearly those distances to start causing line of sight problems. Visually, the horizon is about 2.5 miles away if you are standing at about 6 feet high. So again, that gives you an idea of the distance before line of sight would become an issue. Raising ourselves up above the Earth means that we have we're getting higher above that curvature, and therefore it's easier for us to have line of sight without having to come closer to each other. So something that can be sometimes a surprise to folks when they're dealing with outdoor signals, and it helps us understand why it is so important, why so many wireless things why are those antennae up on a tower? It's so that they can get better line of sight.